What if the Merc with a mouth, the regenerative degenerate, Deadpool himself, suddenly found himself in the DC universe? Forget everything you think you know about crossovers because this would be chaos incarnate. Let's imagine Wade Wilson, in all his fourth wall-breaking glory, materializing right in the middle of Gotham City. His first reaction? Probably complaining that the architecture is too gloomy and asking the nearest gargoyle if it just seen a good jonga joint. Now, who's the first person he'd meet? It has to be Batman. Picture this. Batman, perched on a rooftop, senses a disturbance. He turns to see Deadpool waving enthusiastically, shouting, "Hey Bats, nice ears. Do they get good reception? You look way broodier in person." Batman's stoic silence would be the perfect straight man to Deadpool's relentless comedy. He'd try to analyze Wade, run him through every database, but come up with nothing. This anomaly would drive the world's greatest detective absolutely insane. Imagine the Bat computer just short-circuiting from Deadpool's meta-commentary about Frank Miller's writing. Deadpool would probably try to become Batman's sidekick, much to Robin's annoyance. He'd spray paint the Batmobile red and black, install a taco holder in the console, and replace the Batarangs with rubber chickens. Batman's famous no-kill rule would be a constant point of contention. Deadpool would argue, "Look, pointy ears, if we just cap the Joker once, we can all go home early. I'll even do it. Then we can grab some shawarma." Oh wait, wrong cinematic universe. Of course, Gotham's Rogues Gallery would be a playground for Wade. The Joker would be fascinated by Deadpool's brand of chaos. But even he might find Wade a bit much. You see, Deadpool would explain to a tied-up Joker, "Your whole Agent of Chaos thing is cool, but have you tried breaking the fourth wall? It's a real game changer." The audience loves it. The Joker, for the first time, might actually be unnerved. Harley Quinn, on the other hand, might find a kindred spirit in Wade. Their shared love for mayhem and breaking the rules could lead to the most bizarre and destructive team-up in DC history. They'd go on a citywide spree, not for crime, but just for the sheer fun of it, leaving a trail of explosions, glitter, and taco wrappers in their wake. But what about Metropolis? Sooner or later, Deadpool would get curious about the big blue Boy Scout. He'd find his way to the City of Tomorrow and immediately start testing Superman's limits. "Hey Soups, catch!" He'd yell, throwing something utterly mundane at him, just to watch him catch it at super speed. Wade would relentlessly mock the secret identity. He'd walk up to Clark Kent at the Daily Planet and loudly ask, "So Clark, how do the glasses work? Is it like reverse psychology?" Because literally everyone knows it's you. Lois Lane would probably write an expose on him titled "The Red and Black Annoyance." The inevitable fight between Deadpool and Superman would be less of a battle and more of a one-sided slapstick routine. Superman would try to subdue him without hurting him, while Deadpool's healing factor would make him impossible to put down. He'd regenerate from a single cell, pop back up, and say, "Is that all you got? My grandma hits harder, and she's..." Well, he'd probably try to find some kryptonite. Not to kill Superman, but just to see if it makes him a little less perfect. He'd likely end up accidentally tripping and throwing it into a river. Now let's talk about the Green Lantern Corps. Deadpool getting a power ring would be the universe's worst nightmare. The ring is powered by willpower, and if there's one thing Wade has, it's the unshakable will to be annoying. But what would he create? Not giant fists or laser cannons. No, Deadpool would conjure giant, sentient chimichangas, a statue of B. Arthur, and a massive flashing neon sign that says, "The writers are running out of ideas." The Guardians of the Universe on OA would probably just recall the ring immediately, citing cosmic-level tomfoolery as the reason. What about Wonder Woman on the Nasira? Diana's earnestness and regal demeanor would be a prime target for Wade's humor. He'd show up on the island, completely unfazed by the army of Amazonian warriors. He'd probably try to get Diana to use the lasso of truth on him, just to see what happens. The lasso would likely overload, unable to process the sheer volume of meta-nonsense, pop culture references, and contradictory thoughts bouncing around in his head. So, Diana would ask, "What is your sacred mission in this world?" Deadpool, wrapped in the golden lasso, would reply with absolute sincerity, "To find the best slice of pizza in this dimension and figure out why DC movies are so dark all the time." Seriously, lighten up a bit, guys. Now for the big one, Darkseid. The Lord of Apocalypse, the embodiment of tyranny, searching for the anti-life equation. Then Deadpool shows up. Darkseid would blast him with his Omega beams, only for Wade to regenerate, dust himself off, and say, Whoa, laser eyes. A bit cliché, don't you think? Did you get those at the supervillain outlet mall? Darkseid's entire being is focused on order and control, while Deadpool is pure, unadulterated chaos. Wade wouldn't be trying to defeat Darkseid with strength. He'd defeat him with sheer absurdity. He would talk directly to the comic book artists, asking them to draw a giant banana peel under Darkseid's feet. The ultimate evil would be reduced to a punchline in Deadpool's personal comedy show. He is the living embodiment of the anti-life equation's polar opposite, the pro-nonsense proclamation. The Justice League would have endless meetings about him. Flash would complain that he can't outrun Deadpool's commentary. Aquaman would be mad that Wade keeps calling him Fishbore. Cyborg would try to hack into his brain, only to find a looping playlist of 80s pop music and images of unicorns. They wouldn't know whether to classify him as a hero, a villain, or a cosmic-level pest. Ultimately, Batman might devise the only logical solution, a machine that can send Wade back to his own universe. As they prepare to send him off, Deadpool would give a heartfelt, teary-eyed goodbye to the entire Justice League. "I'll miss you guys," he'd sniffle. "Batman, you taught me that you don't need parents to be rich. Superman, you taught me that primary colors are still in fashion. And Wonder Woman, you're just awesome." Then, just as the portal opens, he'd turn to the camera, to us, and wink. "Don't worry," he'd whisper. "I stole Batman's wallet. I'll be back." And with a final wave and a puff of fourth wall-breaking smoke, he'd be gone, leaving the DC universe a little more confused, a little more chaotic, and definitely in need of a good therapist. The heroes would stand there in stunned silence for a moment, before Flash finally asks, "Wait, who was he talking to?" The DC universe would never be quite the same. Thanks for watching, everyone. What do you think would happen if Deadpool invaded DC? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic what-if scenarios. See you next time.